as against your own people, then you're likely, to feel the pain at some point, especially when the country is going down on a daily basis. Mokibogu, I say good morning and welcome to my live transmission. As the week begins again, we will say to those of us that believe that the Yoruba people should exit Nigeria to hold firm and not to give up, because in Tothenia they want us to give up, they want us to be tired, and as long as we are not tired and we don't give up, we would eventually get there one day. So whether you agree that Nigeria should disintegrate or not, one thing is, the economy of Nigeria will bite you, and you would have no other choice than to support, the rights of everyone to go their separate ways. Your senators are criminals. Your House of Representatives are all criminals. They are criminals that doesn't want you to be free, because that is what the European countries and the West continue to tell them. Don't allow Yoruba people to leave Nigeria. Don't allow Igbo people to leave Nigeria. Don't allow Hausa people to leave Nigeria. Let everybody save Nigeria. You are saving Nigeria for who? For the last 63 years, what have been your benefit from Nigeria? What have you enjoyed? From that contraction, most of you continue to think that it's going to be in favor of every one of us. Nigeria will never favor you. It doesn't matter what your prayer line is. The design of Nigeria is a deliberate act. And until everybody agrees that the major obstacle was the fraudulent amalgamation that brought in every different people that doesn't have any reason to be together, because we were all separate, extremely now being dealt with by the criminals that are operating on behalf of most of the European countries. So most of you in Nigeria, I'm not talking about the diaspora that are enjoying their lives and tell you that Nigeria is going to work, but they're never going to come back home anyway. So Tobaje, the diaspora, don't found to one impression when Nigeria mashishe, you are one of the most wicked people that we should also be talking to, because you live in a society where you practice your religion, nobody intimidates you, you have access to everything that you can think of, at least to some extent, depending on your immigration status. But at least even if you're an immigrant, you still have access to so much opportunity. But the country where they say they're born in now, where everybody knows, say the country does not favor anybody. You as a diaspora, from your base, you are now telling those in Nigeria to continue to pray that one day everything will be all right, like Bob Marley. Nothing is going to be all right in Nigeria until everybody go their separate ways. Let everybody goes back and do exactly what is necessary for the Yoruba people, the Hausa people, the Ijaw people, the Edo people, the Biafra people. But make everybody say, make we be in one block. There will be more fight. There will be more disunity. And the love is never going to be there. And that is the fact that most of you doesn't want to understand. But where we come in as a media personnel is to start explaining why there's friction. Even within the royal family in this country, we saw the king's son, Omoba, Ono ṣe pẹ̀lú wọn mọ́. Ono fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan kan tó máa ní involve pẹ̀lú royalty. Òun fẹ́ dá dúró. I mean, that is just a common sense. You will expect Omoba kó máa gbádùn, kó fún ní access sí everything from privilege to security, but ó gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣe tí ọba bá ní kó ṣe. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ máa lọ represent ọba in different places around UK and around the world. Ìyẹn Prince Harry, No. I am no longer interested to be part of this royal engagement. Royal engagement. So what that happened and what that means is, as a royal family, Prince Harry, Prince William, and the rest of all the royal family, they are going to be representing the royal institution from events and different places. Good morning to every one of us that have joined us. But he came out and said, no, I don't feel comfortable around this royal engagement. That Ouma prefer kóhun máa ṣe tòun fúnra òun. Wọ́n wá sọ fún pé ṣó mọ̀ pé tó bá ní ò ṣe pẹ̀lú royal mọ́, you would lose a lot of things. You would lose your benefits. Àwọn nǹkan kan wà tó máa ń jàǹfààní ẹ̀. Only I don't mind. Ó ní àwọn mind òun àtìyàwó ẹ̀ pé àwọn máa sacrifice gbogbo tó bá jẹ́ ẹ̀tọ́ àwọn tó jẹ́ kó máa fún àwọn kó máa worry. The most important one was security, because you can imagine people like that, they need 24-hour security because of their status. So that means that Prince Harry àti Meghan that came to Nigeria would then have to fund their own personal security to protect them 24/7, 365 days a year. Then let's bring it back to the layman of a Yòrùbá man. Jàǹfààní Nigeria. Gbádùn Nigeria. Nigeria ò ní any iota of respect for you, your family, your generation. You are now saying that you want to protect that entity, that zoological country that doesn't have value for human lives. That for me, I'm trying to figure out, ṣé kò ṣe pé there is something wrong with you? Mo kí ẹ àdìtú ọ̀rọ̀. Ṣé kò ṣe pé nǹkan kan wrong pẹ̀lú wa? Ọmọ ọba náà wò ṣe pẹ̀lú wọn mọ́. He has privilege to be there, but he refused to be with them. Kódà, the last trip he came to UK, kò rí bàbá ẹ̀. He did not see the father before he came to Nigeria with the wife. But look at you now. Your life is miserable on a daily basis. And we are saying that for your life to become better, for your life to become meaningful with a true identity, which is going to be our Ọmọ Yorùbá, Tama ní country tiwa, we will speak our own language, we will have our own currency, our own true identity. Àwọn Yorùbá, Hausa, Igbo, they are saying they don't want that they want Nigeria. And somebody like me is thinking, is it something wrong with you? So you think that these your criminal politicians are the one telling you the truth, that we should keep Nigeria? Who are you keeping it for? Who are you protecting that entity for? Rather than for every Nigerian to say, okay, we've lived together for 63 years. It has not worked. Even if there was never anything called amalgamation, it has not worked. It has literally created more problem for each region, for each indigenous people, for each ethnic people. And we are not tribes. Morawari, I don't know the Igbos, I don't know the Hausas, I've never known them before until we started being put together by those that colonize us and destroy our true ideology. But many of you today, hypocrite Yoruba people, hypocrite Hausa people, hypocrite Igbo people, hypocrite even Fulani and all the other ethnic groups. You want me to protect that crazy country that does not serve my people, that does not have respect for lives, that does not have respect for human beings, that does not have respect even for those of us outside. You are now praying, God bless Nigeria. God will allow the true leaders to come and serve Nigerians and give us the real hope. You will die along that line. You will not survive it, because even according to the World Health Organization, most Nigerians will not survive up to 52 years old. You know why? Because there will be more malnutrition, you will not have the basic things to keep your life going, which is your health care, which is your welfare being, which is your security, which is everything. And that is why the senators from the north, are now saying that the Fulani cows are valuable than me and you. Do you understand what that means? The Malu cow is a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So now it means that a cow will get a visa to America. A cow will get a visa to UK. A cow will be able to move from Ghana to Nigeria without any disturbance. Is that not what their intention is? One day, which is not going to be too long, Yoruba people will wake up and you will understand that our life is all in danger. You might say that, oh, Koiki, they cannot invade us. They are already invading you. I was reading some of the activities of the EFCC over the weekend, and somebody wrote in the comment section, I hope that they are not just killing the hospitality industry and bringing indirectly Sharia into Yoruba land. We are people that love life. There's so many clubs around UK, around America. There is betting everywhere in the world. People have all kinds of things that happen. I am not here to say that those that are committing crime. If people are committing crime, there's a better way to pick them up. But I just hope that they have not started Sharia indirectly in Yoruba land by destroying our hospitality industry. Come to the UK and you will see all kinds of different clubs, all kinds of different casinos in America, in Las Vegas, and people are going there to have fun, enjoy. Either you lose money at Las Vegas or you can win. It's vice versa. I just hope that the Sharia law that they are implementing in the north for not drinking alcohol, not having good time. We are not northerners. We want to drink alcohol. We want to eat pork. We want to have pork as a business. We want to celebrate life. I hope that that is not what is happening in the Southwest. That they are just using the EFCC as a gimmick to transform Yoruba land into a Sharia law where you will not have hospitality in there. Continue to say that I should shut up, but one day you would appreciate it. Let me show you the front view just for the next 10 minutes, and then after that I would end this broadcast. If you like, say I dey talk rubbish. If you like, say I dey joke. If you like, even say I dey play. One day, that is not too long, you would also understand the reason why we are fighting. So enjoy the London view. At least it's a Monday morning, Ojo Aje. All the children are going to school. All those people are going to work. Employment is no longer in Nigeria. Thank you so much for watching all the way from Australia. Good morning, Mr. Adeleke Olua Funke Mokiyami Deborah Adeleke. Good morning, Mr. Another Adeleke Jebili Sonny Oko, all hail Biafra. I was with your Prime Minister watching him quietly as he traveled to Italy yesterday. Kudos to all the Italians that supported Biafra. If you have not supported yet financially, you need to do so. The Biafra government needs you to do so. Please support. Make sure you invest your money in the Biafra. The same thing for Yòrùbá. Gbogbo apátápátá la gbọ́dọ̀ dá sọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀. Kò kàn mí ò sí níbẹ̀. Koiki ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ kò kàn mí. Gbogbo wa ló ti kàn báyìí o. Èmi ló kàn kan ti dé bẹ̀ báyìí. Ó ti kàn gbogbo wa báyìí. Because Tinubu ò rí nǹkan kan ṣe báyìí o. Àwọn kan ní 1 year lásán ni ká ṣe fún ní more time. Tinubu failed in the security. He failed in the economy. We will see what happened within the next 365 days. Mokiyami Buki_9. Moki gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ mi, mo kí àwọn ìyàwó mi, mo kí àwọn ọmọ mi. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmi Fatoke, good morning to you. Happy New Week. Akshe ọrọ̀ ajé. Moki Paris TV, good morning. Omoni Latif, good morning. Babatunde. Queen says the fact that the Sokoto Caliphate is allowed to remain to this day is a travesty. Thank you so much, Roman Grace, all the way from Australia. Thank you so much. Henry Alton, good morning. If you're new to the platform, I am not talking about saving Nigeria. We're talking about how Nigeria should be disintegrated and everybody go their separate ways. America economy will crumble as many analysts continue to say that the dollar will break up at some point. How soon, I don't know, as the BRICS continue to become more powerful. I've just watched a documentary not too long. Muki Larry Lamino. What are you fighting for? I'm fighting for your father. So, good morning to those of you that are new to the platform. There's a lot of discussion that you can know about the self-determination. Go to my website, www.koikimedia.com, where you can find all the necessary information regarding the self-determination movement. Under the leadership of Professor Adebanjo Akintoye, we respect all our elders. We hope that most of them will start talking about the lives of the Yoruba people that have been taken backwards by a zoological country most of us call Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria is still a country as it stands, but it doesn't represent many millions of Yoruba people, as Nigeria under the United Nations as of today has now been classified as another country close to Somalia when it comes to poverty, as hunger continues to bite our people. What you're watching right now is a live transmission. You can see the ambulance that is going right there. That means that, hospitals are functioning. Yes, there's a lot of pressure on the NHS because of the net migration. I was watching the former Home Secretary having a discussion with some young boys or young men. I'll be telling you more about that in one of my programs. And she was saying that the Conservative promised that the net migration to UK will be dropped from 200,000, but right now is about almost 700,000. Out of that, they have criminals, they have pedophiles. But in Yoruba land, I will care. Anybody can come into Yoruba land, and at the end of the day, many of those that are coming into Yoruba land have created more problems. Thank you so much if you're watching me. Somebody says from South Africa, shout out to you. We just followed your election. ANC, after 30 years, have lost the majority, and that shows that more people are becoming much awakened to some of the atrocities of some of the politicians in Africa, and likewise the one in Nigeria. Nigeria election will never favor you. It doesn't matter with your PVC, is as fake as nothing. INEC is already, a corrupt institution, just like many of your, institutions across the country. So if you're praying that the next election in 2027, whether Tinubu comes back or not is not my problem. Whoever comes back will still not be able to bring peace into a country that is so much divided. As you can tell, the division of Nigeria is definitely going to happen. So, Moki Babawa, Yami Titilayo, Folon Rubi, Ekabo Sori Etowa, Eshegoni. Well, there's no doubt, if Tinubu is your man, he's not going to favor you. There's no doubt about it, because in the last 1 year, it has not favored anybody. So, whether Tinubu is your man or not, is your own cup of tea. But at the end of the day, the last 4 years, we will tell what Tinubu will bring out. For those of you that are calling for a restructure, you will know whether Tinubu will give it to you. For those of you that are calling for regional government, we will know. But one thing is, we demand a full independent out of country. Queen says, as a national separationist, do you have any opinion on the European border secession from South Africa? I don't know anything about South Africa. I focus about Yoruba people to come out first of Nigeria. Then when we come out, we can have a government that can start talking about involvement in African Union. For now, I just want to stick it to Yoruba nation conversation. I don't know anything about South Africa. I don't live in South Africa. I live in Nigeria, where we have been locked together for a very long time. So I'm sorry, I can't help with that at the moment. But for now, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa pé ẹ tún káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì Koikimedia, níbi tí a ti ẹṣẹ́gun ìyá mi Esther Bọ́lá. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà wa, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. I say good morning. UK continue, to also decline, especially they are under pressure. Election is coming. Self-determination is for all. There's no doubt about it. But since I'm only fighting for the Yoruba people, I can only much focus on the Yoruba people. But the right of self-determination, whether you're in South Africa, whether you're in Australia, the Aborigine, wherever you are around the world, the Maimai have been also been killed by their military dictator. Many countries around the world wants to be free. The Scottish people wants to be free. So, right, I believe that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, self-determination is a right, but since I don't have much information about many countries that want self-determination. I can only focus on the one that is involved in the one that I know better, which is the Biafra nation, Arewa nation, John nation, Edo nation, and as many of such. Once again, Koiki, we don't want Nigeria to dissolve. We can have a new government, a better leader. You will not get all that. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. Even Tinubu will not be able to give hope to all the Nigerians because there's already marginalization in the Tinubu's government, just like Buhari as well. So the next government from the north after Tinubu 4 years will do the same thing. So it becomes marginalization of each other. That is not a country. Yes, this is a double-decker. Imagine having this kind of double-decker in Yoruba land where it runs from point A to B without all the Agbiru disturbing you, creating nuisance. Moki, once again, Moki Bugo Eyenyowa. If you want to love Tinubu, you can create your own platform and be talking about Tinubu. I don't talk about Tinubu here. I talk about Yoruba nation. I don't care about what Tinubu, whether you love him or not. Nobody hates Tinubu, but he's a weaker element and he's a stooge for the Fulani Caliphate. It's as simple as that. Tinubu finished his tenure. Yoruba people will still end up, in the danger when the northern president comes in. So, let me say, Mokibu what you're watching right now is just one out of many different boroughs in England. Remember that the United Kingdom is divided into different regions. We have the Scottish people, Scotland. We have the Welsh. We have the Ireland, and most of them have their own separate, parliament that controls them. So as we're all going into election in the next couple of weeks, July 4 is a UK election. People say, Moki brother me, Jimmy Koya. Many the citizens here are tired of the 14 years of the conservative. Whether conservative comes back or not, I don't know. But time will tell in the next couple of weeks. So this election, nobody's going to steal your vote. Nobody's going to kill each other. Nobody steals, burn down ballot papers as we saw during the 2023 fraudulent election that you call in Nigeria. The future of many Yoruba youth is currently in danger. The future of many Yoruba youth is no longer working. Moki Iyawa Esther Bola Okunlola Ekaro Momi Ako Ojo Aje. Moki gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ẹ̀yin tí ń lọ síbi iṣẹ́. Moki ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ pé the harder you work, the more the Nigerian economy is biting. Thank you so much. We were not saying that you need to support it, but in the long run, you have no other choice than to support a movement like this. The Yoruba people are well intelligent. That is why we've not created havoc that many people want us to do. We would do it in a way under the leadership of Professor Akintoye that would eventually pull us out. As Igboho said over the weekend in Benin Republic, as you also, the Chief Igboho is currently in Benin Republic. We pray for him all the time. We love him. He said, and I quote, bike. Moki gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní 191 local government of Yoruba land. The intimidation that is going on in Nigeria today means that many people's lives is being blocked, and that means everybody then end up to the church and the mosque, which is a good thing for your spiritual well-being. But you also need a welfare being as well. You need a good welfare system. You need a good security. Millions of Yoruba people have come out of universities, polytechnic, and yet technicians yet they don't have a job. And the reason why is Nigeria is not industrialized. Actually, you saw two different ambulances. That is one there, is going on a mission, it's just turned his light on. These are some of the young ones that have been really recently employed. Moki our comfort, Ologunja, Shegun, Ifagbemileke, shout out to my mom. Moki Bubentewa ni Benin Republic, Ekwalejo, Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho, Moki Professor Adebanji Akintoye. mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ lọ sí Benin over the weekend, and as we wait for what happened after the 30th of this month, when our letter to President Bola Tinubu, we expect him to acknowledge it. If he doesn't, then we would have to decide what next to do under the leadership of Professor Akintoye. Yòrùbá nation needs a lot of money. You need to get involved. Put your 10 naira, $10, 10 euro, 10 Canadian dollar, 10 Chinese money, 10 any African money. Tebawa. You can go to www.ysdm.org, click on the donation, just like you all donate to different charities. It is important that we all donate to save our people at this very dear time, especially not just in the forest, so that we can pull out very quickly out of Nigeria. Anytime country, I always say that even the British and the 11 countries that fought the German Nazi in the 1944 Normandy, it took them 3 years to plan it. 1.2 million American servicemen and women were brought in, and they were planning and planning until they eventually went in on June 6, 1944. Sheriff ambulance can long reverse for you because only save life. That is what we do here. We don't allow anybody to die. You can see the ambulance just passing through. Everybody's moving away for it. Traffic here, all the cars has to stop because it is an emergency. It is not a governor. It is not a politician that they are taking. It is just an ordinary person. You see all the vehicles will stop so that ambulance can pass through. That is what I want in Ogun State. That is what I want in Ondo State, Ekiti State, and all other Yoruba land, Kogi, Kwara. But unfortunately, on these early hours of this day, many Yoruba land, there is no good quality hospital. Education is zero. Our youth are all struggling. They've all turned into drug abuse, prostitution. We saw how prostitution has become normal, as how things have turned upside down. If you are still one of those that say, shut up, for Yoruba nation, no problem, I want it, boy. But one thing is, you will realize it at some point that we are better off as an independent country. And don't tell me that we are not better off. Iceland, that played England over the weekend in Wembley, is not up to 400,000 in population. They are doing very well. There are smaller countries that are doing very well. The Yòrùbá, about 35 million in Nigeria today. We can pull ourselves together, have a new constitution, because if anybody is expecting anything out of the fraudulent 1999 constitution with the President Bola Tinubu government, you will wait forever. But even if the constitution is pulled down, it has then to must have whether everybody wants to stay together with a referendum. But one thing is, the corrupt politicians, the senators that have sucked every one of us dry, they have taken advantage of the system, being paid about 30 million every month, and yet millions of Nigerians that are working cannot get 30,000 naira even on a monthly basis. Most salaries are not being paid. A very good morning to you, Mr. Afolabi Kayode Adeniji Ganiu. Good morning. Thank you so much. Adewumi Adenipekun say, please share this program. One is share nígbà tí mo sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ kí n sọ ọ̀rọ̀ àlùfànṣá because ilẹ̀ ti mọ́, and sometimes I have younger ones that are watching. Nígbà tá a sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfànṣá níbí, this is not a fracas platform. Nígbà tí mo lọ sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn tó ń bára wọn jà lórí social media, we are talking about our lives that is locked. Yes, I might be 3,000 miles away from Nigeria, but my heart goes into Nigeria every day for what it has done to not just Yoruba people, to everybody, because humanity is very, very unique and important. And that is the reason why we are doing what we are doing. As I leave you again, as I bring it back to my face, I say thank you so much for joining me this morning. Hope we catch up again, because I got to get on the train now and get to my next destination. So, Moki Bubuakwe, the Lord of the Yoruba land will protect us, will guide us. Moki Bubuakwe ní UK ní bíbáyìí, Moki Bubuakwe ìyáwá, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́tí lọ síbi iṣẹ́ láti Dagenham, Peckham, gbogbo bí tẹ́ bá wà ní UK. Iṣẹ́ lẹ́ ń ṣe ni, business lẹ́ ń ṣe ni, self-employed. We are the one funding millions of our people back home because our people have now been kept into a very tight corner. Most of them do not have what it takes to support themselves anymore. Every day we have to send money home. Every day, no matter how small. Between yesterday and today, a minimum multi send loss in Nigeria. I'm sure the same thing goes with you as well. Why do you want to know where are you located in London, please? What does that got to do with you? You don't need to know my location. I am in London. It's as simple as that. So one thing you need to understand is that nobody can save you. You cannot buy freedom from Tesco. You cannot buy freedom from Asda. It has to be done where we are doing it. Education, awareness, and most importantly, keeping it real. We don't have a Yoruba country yet. Don't be deceived by those 419 Duponitiri and Ijile Magot that tells you that I want to be a country. There's nothing called Yoruba country around the world or in the map of the world today. Yes, there is an awareness that the Yoruba people, the Biafra people, the Ijaw people, the Edo people, and probably the Hausa people wants to exit Nigeria. But it has to be something that we must continue to emphasize, that Nigeria is about to go down. And on that note, enjoy the rest of the week as I leave you. As you know, I'll be on again when I don't know, but keep the notification bell on. If anybody tells you that we are wasting our time, tell them that is what they said with those that did the same thing, that their countries are better off than that shit old country called Nigeria today. And as I leave you, Babawa Adebanjoni, our forefathers, Sunday Adebanjo rather, our forefathers, Olorun Eledumare, will take our land for us, Lashe Dumare. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the day. Chilling it out now. Bye for now.